Hello, welcome back to my channel. Stepping into my bedroom because I need to find some shoes and go vote. Okay, so it is Tuesday, my friends. Today is an exciting day because, like I said, Hayden and I are gonna go vote, and then we are going to take you along with us as we shop, and I'm kind of excited for it. We need to find Hayden a shirt and a belt for a wedding that we're going to this weekend, which I'm also gonna take you along for. I don't usually get to take you along on my weekends with me for these vlogs, but I will this week. We are also going to go to Home Goods and look at Christmas decor. I've conned Hayden into doing it with me. It's the only place on my typical decor list that I have not visited. I usually go to At Home, Target, that sort of thing for Christmas and other holidays, and I haven't looked at Home Goods yet. I'm very excited, hoping I can find slightly more unique pieces. Might be a big ask. I actually don't know if they're gonna have a good selection, but they had a really great selection for Halloween, so I'm hoping that things are good for Christmas as well. I'm gonna do a little time lapse for you. First things first, we gotta go get our vote on, and then I will be back to you around dinner time when we go shopping, and then also get Cane's. I've been craving the cane sauce. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? If you haven't been to Cane's, who are ya? Happy Wednesday, my friends. It is an even more exciting day than yesterday. Here's the thing. Yesterday wasn't exciting, I guess, in the actual tasks that we had to get done, but since I had planned it, I was more excited about it, and I feel like I need to start doing that more often. You know, I just kind of randomly go shop throughout my weeks. When I have a day set aside that I'm gonna do that, and then I know that I'm gonna treat myself to some delicious chicken tenders, it just makes the day that more special and makes an event, I guess, out of something that otherwise would be very ordinary. So that was nice. I hope you liked that little time lapse. I did find some gems at Home Goods that I wasn't expecting. I ended up getting a 4-foot little Christmas tree, which was exactly what I was looking for. And then I also got some wood Christmas trees that have glitter on them. They're really cute. I'll show those to you next week whenever I do my downstairs decorating theme, and the vibe down there is completely different than it's going to be in my office. Spoiler alert, we're going to be decorating my office after I shut up. And I am really excited about it. I might pop in here and there to kind of let you know what I am doing, but I already set this particular tree up last year downstairs in my bedroom, and I gave y'all a whole tutorial on how I put ribbon in my tree and just other little tips and tricks I have for decorating trees. If you want to get a similar look, I'll leave a link to that in the description again, if you are interested in that. I do have stuff to decorate my shelves this year. I did decorate them a little bit last year, but I got even more stuff, and I had stuff downstairs to decorate my bedroom when I did this particular tree. So I'm also going to include some of that on my shelves. My shelves are going to be overwhelmed with little decor pieces, and I'm really excited. I have these little gnomes in black and red and white. That's the theme we're going to be doing. I'm excited. I have my ribbon bin right next to me. I have a ribbon problem. Can I just show you for a second? Look at this. Look at this. Ribbon galore. I think I might need to go through that at some point and get rid of the stuff that I don't use as often anymore, but I just like the options. Ribbon transforms a tree. I stand by that. I love that vibe. Nowadays, it is more common to do a more minimal Christmas tree. I think that's what's trendy right now. You know, just ball ornaments, no ribbon or anything. I like a stuffed tree, and it also helps with cats. I think some people have asked that in the past, how do you get your cats to not climb your trees? It's gonna obviously very much depend on the cat. The only cat that I have that has ever been interested in climbing trees is Pepper. He did it successfully one year when we had a more inexpensive tree that I didn't stuff full of shit. But since then, he has not attempted to climb trees. Teddy has no interest in it. We'll see if Pickles does, honestly. Probably gonna go ahead and put you up on a tripod and get to decorating. That's kind of all that's on my agenda today. I might maybe go out and look for some more garland. It feels insane to say that because I just invested in some really nice garland for my staircase downstairs, but there are a couple of other places I would like to include garland, like my dresser in my bedroom. Going very minimal in my bedroom, no tree, but I do want some, garland in there to make it a little festive, and I would like some garland for our entryway. Do I need it? No, but I would like to go on the hunt for it because I think a couple of places are having Christmas sales right now, like Michael's. In terms of reading, this is going to be a light reading vlog, as in I'm going to be reading a lot of things, but I'm not going to be updating you the 50% mark of books. Just gonna give you my summaries on things briefly before we get into the decorating. I guess I can tell you about Circling Back to You by Julie Tu. I actually finished this book yesterday and to talk to you about it, but just had other stuff I was doing. This was one of my most anticipated romances of 2022, and it was such a disappointment. I really liked The Donut Trap, which was this author's, I think, debut novel, and it was such a fun concept. It wasn't necessarily like friends to lovers, but she had a crush on this guy in college and then totally lost contact with him, and then she comes into contact with him years later as she's working at her family's donut shop. It was just really charming. I loved all the descriptions of food. This one is about people working in like realty and like brokerage firms. I don't know, it's really not exciting. And there just like wasn't a theme or a plot, I guess, to carry the story through. Like in that first book, we have our heroine who is trying to, figure out what she wants to do out of life and, help her parents with the social media for their donut shop. This book, it's like our heroine is just in conflict with her family, I guess, after her mom has passed away, and our hero is trying to get a promotion. And they already liked each other before the start of the book, so it just like wasn't exciting. I gave this book 2 stars, which is such a bummer. All of my anticipated romances, I really expected to be like 4 or 5 star reads. That just was not the case for the majority of them. I'm being a little bit more selective, I think, with my like most anticipated list for 2023. I've already started kind of crafting that. 2022, I did like a 5-star predictions video and a most anticipated romances video. This year I'm just gonna combine them and do a 5-star predictions video, and like I only read romance for the most part, or I would prefer to only read romance, so I feel like that kind of takes care of the most anticipated romances bit. This one was kind of a disappointment. I think today I'm gonna try and finish Book of Night by Holly Black. I picked it back up yesterday night after finishing Circling Back to You. It's okay, it's like not my favorite thing ever, but it is getting more interesting as it carries on, which is nice. And then maybe I will start in on, I don't know what the name of this book is. I was gonna say How to Seduce a Wallflower. It looks like this. It's an Eloisa James book. It's like the first in a new series. I've not heard great things about it, sadly, but this was one of my most anticipated romances of the year. Circling Back to You and this one are the last ones that I need to read to make like a review video, I'd like to revisit things. Like if I'm gonna make a list of 5-star predictions, you bet your ass I'm gonna go back and like tell you if they were 5 stars or not. So for my most anticipated romances video, I'm almost done with it, and I'm excited to share my thoughts and feelings on those. But I've been yammering on long enough. Let's go ahead and get decorating. I'm hyped. I hope you're hyped too. Oh, hello pals. We're here for another Crumbl cookies review. I'm excited for this one, primarily because we're in our own house. It is not dark in our car, so that'll be fun. I'm curious to see how they've held up in the car. Oh wow, they really didn't give a fuck.
I would have rather them put this one like on this one than this one on the only one with icing.
There were definitely choices made here. Okay, so we got Buckeye Brownie, cookie butter, strawberry cake, which is apparently a new flavor, and then chocolate pumpkin cheesecake, which I'm tentatively excited for. I'm very excited for the strawberry because it's a cream cheese frosting, and y'all know how I feel about the cream cheese. Looking at these, I think you're gonna enjoy the Buckeye Brownie and the cookie butter.
I mean, I've had the Buckeye Brownie before.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I know it's not your fave.
Yeah, that's the one that is chilled. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, it's cheesecake.
I feel like I shouldn't start with this one because it's going to make my teeth black. So I'm going to set her right there.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the cheesecakey strawberry.
Judging by the sound of that, I think I'm going to like this one a lot texturally.
It's not half bad.
Like, I think this one is supposed to be warm,
yeah.
But it's not. But it's also not cold. It's like very room temperature. Like my fingers get no temperature.
So what you're saying is it's a cookie. What are you going to say?
It tastes like Danimals.
It tastes like a Pop-Tart.
It really tastes like strawberry drinkable yogurt.
It's been a while since you had a Danimal.
Or like a Go-Gurt, or like whatever the yogurts are that you have in there. What are those?
Those are Danimals? I've had a Danimal most recently.
It doesn't need to be that recent.
Cookie butter white chip.
Hello, pepper. Okay, I think I'm gonna like this one texturally. I'm not even a huge cookie butter fan.
It's good.
But
it's like butter.
I don't think it's gonna be bad.
It's like butterscotchy, I think. That'll make a pussy throw up.
There's a little too much cookie on cookie action.
That's fair.
I think just the bite that I had, like, you guys can see this. There was a whole one of these just buried in here under the surface. I don't know what that face was.
I'm going through a journey, a flavor journey.
Well, it does seem a little too
there's some
complicated.
There's
for me.
complex. It's actually good. I didn't expect it like this because I don't typically like pumpkin and chocolate together. Kind of like banana and chocolate. I just don't think it goes. Mm-hmm. But this is really good. They're having fun.
Oh, it's that piece of plastic. That tastes like if Starbucks made a cookie.
Damn right it does.
Obviously, you're not going to try the Buckeye Brownie. Mm-hmm. I don't even think it's worth me trying on camera because it would take multiple bites to get into the part that has the peanut butter and the chocolate in there. I will be eating this. I do enjoy this cookie. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite. It's just like, it's solid. My only problem with that cookie is it is too much cookie to eat at one time. Mm-hmm. Like, it really needs to be cut in half. And you basically have to reheat it in the oven. Otherwise, the peanut butter on top turns into
a little puck,
a literal hockey puck. Like, you can't bite through it. It also requires a fork and a knife because of the melty hot fudge on top. It just gets too messy. So it's a high maintenance cookie.
But she's worth it.
Yes.
So, okay. Rankings. I think I'm gonna rank them in order. Yeah.
Just the way they are now.
Yeah, I like the pumpkin one, and then the strawberry, and then the cookie butter, and I don't eat peanut butter, so y'all know.
I think cookie butter number 1, Buckeye Brownie number 2. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a huge fan of either of these, if I'm being quite honest with you.
I think the strawberry is a disappointment. It's like way too artificial. I was expecting it to be mostly like kind of a cheesecakey cream cheese with like a touch of like a real strawberry taste. This is very artificial. It's not bad. I mean, I like some fake shit, but I was expecting more from it.
I think I probably have to say that the pumpkin cheesecake one is higher for me than the strawberry. Strawberry just didn't, like you said, it was too, for me it wasn't even that it was artificial. It just like really evoked Danimals.
Anyway, that concludes our cookie Crumbl review. Crumbl cookie review. I have 20 minutes left in Book of Night. It has gotten much better. I think I'm mildly interested in reading the sequel. Do I think Holly Black could have done better for the first 50% of this book? Yes, but it is what it is, and I'm just glad to get it off of my motherfucking.
I think we can all do better.
Shelf. You know what? That's so true, bestie.
Especially for the first half. You know, normally it takes until the second half for us to get our shit together.
I am about to start in on my makeup. I actually went upstairs today and switched out a lot of the products in here. Since I am going to be going to that wedding this weekend, I think I've mentioned that I'm going to a wedding this weekend. Have I mentioned it? Let me tell you, I guess, what's happening. So today is Thursday. I think my sister's gonna come over and hang out. I don't think she has class today. We did this last week as well. I ended up sleeping over at her house and decorating her tree, which you saw in the last vlog. But I think she's gonna come over and hang out. She really wanted me to like decorate for Christmas today, but I think I'm gonna put that off until the next vlog. And then tomorrow we are going to a wedding. It is in Green, Texas. I think it's gonna be really, really beautiful. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It's supposed to rain here where we're at currently. I'm hoping that it doesn't rain for their actual wedding. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like an outdoor ceremony or not, but you know, sending good vibes their way. Excited for that wedding. And then on Saturday we are going to Vintage Market Days in Hempstead, which is kind of like northwest of Houston, which will be a nice opportunity to see both of our families as well. So we're gonna go and see his mom and dad, and I think we're also gonna see my mom and dad. My parents got me an Apple Watch for my birthday. God bless. I've been really excited for this new Apple Watch just because of some of the features that are rolling out on this one specifically. So I really want to like go see them to pick the watch up. Not that I don't want to see them anyways, but you know what I mean. If Spencer comes over today, we are going to be watching some Christmas movies, which I'm really hyped about, and I'll give you like our reviews. They're like, you know, Hallmark movies that are on Amazon. We watched a pretty bad Halloween one a few weeks ago, so we're gonna watch a Christmas one or two. I think we're watching Christmas in Mississippi with Jana Kramer. I'm sure that's gonna be a gem. We'll give you our full review. But I mostly, the whole reason I like sat down to talk to you while I do my makeup is because because I read some stuff yesterday. I know, shocking, surprising. I ended up finishing Book of Night. I did that during sprints while I was decorating my tree. And honestly, y'all, it's such a toughie for me because I really did not like the first 50% of that book. That's why I think it took me over a month to finish this. But the last 50% was so good, and it was giving me very old school Holly Black vibes. So it's like, I don't know if I'd recommend it necessarily, but I am probably going to check out the second book. I'll probably get it from my library instead of investing in like a hardcover, but I don't know. The hero of the story, or like the love interest, I really like him a lot, and cliffhanger is intense, so I'm really curious to see like, you know, what comes of that and whatever. Okay, I'll leave it there. I gave it 3 stars. I feel like that was maybe a little generous, but it wasn't like, I mean, it wasn't a terrible book. I also started Dead Man Walking. A lot of y'all were like hyping that one up in my last reading vlog where I read Inked and Lies. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and start in on this one. And then I'll be done with this series. It's also on my physical TBR as well, so it just feels nice to be able to get through it. I'm 20% in and I'm liking it. So it's about our main character, B, and she is the younger sister of Lulu from the second book, the one that like got married to Zeus. And she has a crush on Priest, who is like I think we're supposed to think he's like actually a psychopath. He is the enforcer and or like the murderer of the club. He is Irish. He has red hair. I'm picturing him like the man that plays Jamie Outlander. I'm picturing him for sure with like slightly longer hair. And there's already been some like kind of steamy, kinky moments. At the beginning of the story, he accidentally sets off a car bomb, not knowing that she is in the car. I mean, he meant to set off the car bomb. He didn't realize she was in the car because the guy he was trying to kill was B's date. So she ends up injured and in the hospital. And so he feels kind of bad about it, but he also is like, I have a crush on her. I need to make sure that like she's alive. I don't know. And she has been like following him and just like really observing him closely for the past couple of years. Like she's very into him. She sees his motorcycle parked at a motel and she's like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm gonna go pop in and see what he's doing. Obviously he's cleaning up a crime scene, and they end up having like a little makeout sesh. I don't know if I would call it like a makeout sesh so much as a bloodletting. He ends up like sucking on the lip that he splits for her. So a little bit of blood play. I didn't expect to like think it was kind of hot, but I did. I'll be honest with you. I'm just kind of like already invested in this. It feels like a very different dynamic than pretty much any of the other dynamics. Like it is an age gap, but I don't think we've had a heroine like B before. I feel like, let me think about it. Cressida, I guess, is kind of a goody two shoes, but like in a different way. Lulu, no, she's not a goody two shoes at all. There's Harley Rose, neither really was Lila. So it's nice getting someone who is, you know, looking to walk on the dark side and is kind of a good girl. I mean, I guess you could argue that the older sister was too, but I don't know. It just feels different, okay? It feels different. And Priest is definitely a different kind of hero. He doesn't seem to be the like, you know, head over heels type like the other guys. I feel like they fall really quickly and easily for the heroines, and this does not feel like that. And I like it. It's just a little something different. And it is a very long book, but I was surprised that I was able to get to the 20% mark so quickly. God bless Kindle. It's funny, someone mentioned in a recent video, why do you have physical books if you're just going to read a copy of that book in a different format? That's a great question. I don't really have the answer to it. I like to physically own the books that I really love so I can go back and revisit passages easy. I also just like to see them on my shelves. I just find it satisfying. I mean, why does anyone buy books? You know what I mean? If I can get the same copy of the book in a different format, I kind of enjoy that as well. Just depends on my mood, but I do like my Kindle. It's easier to hold in the hands. I enjoy how quickly I can read with a Kindle. It's like much more quickly than a paperback, even if it's like, you know, the same exact book. So I don't need to justify it, but just letting you know that's kind of like why I have both paperbacks and Kindle or audiobook versions of stuff as well. So anyway, 20% into that one, enjoying it. I'll update you more as I continue to read that one. And then I also started in on my first Jane Austen book for this Jane Austen vlog I'm working on. I think you'll see that one before you see this one. Initial thoughts are this bitch, wow, she loves a run-on sentence. I don't know, it's not terrible. I think the dad is really funny to me. Like he's obviously such a shithead, but I think he's hilarious. What else to update you on? Oh, I did end up run some errands yesterday. I think I like mentioned in that clip before I started decorating that I was considering going get a garland. And y'all, I found some really good garland. The one thing I don't love about TikTok and social media in general is that if there's ever a good product, it is always sold out, especially when it comes to like home decor products. I feel like the popular garland style right now is like this beautiful, like sweeping, trailing, directional garland. It's stunning. I love it. I think it's really, really pretty and I understand why it's so popular, but God forbid I find one in person because it's like I'll see it at some point and then it's like gone the next day, right? I had like gone to At Home with my sister and saw a really pretty garland. I was like, I don't need that. And then I go back and they don't have it anymore. Literally a week later. So anyway, I ended up finding a garland that had red berries in it and I liked the base greenery of the garland. It felt very Texas to me, for lack of a better word. I love a good fir tree. I love a good traditional like Douglas fir Christmas tree. But I want, you know, that for my tree itself. myself. But when it comes to greenery, like I live in Texas, and to me, Christmas is pine trees, right? And so I found a really beautiful like piney garland. I don't know, I took the berries off of it yesterday. I have wire cutters from when I put together my, wow, I am like totally all over the place with my makeup. I totally forgot blush. I got wire cutters whenever I decided to make my own wreath for outdoors for fall. They've come in handy, let me tell you. But I used those like specialty like wire cutters and like trimmers or whatever to pull off the berries from this garland that I found, this like beautiful piney garland, and it is so stunning. I have to show it to you. I really like it. I like that it's kind of messy, and I feel like it just really fits the vibe that I'm going for. I feel like I'm a little undecided on what my vibe is this year. Like I'm doing pretty much the same decor that I always do, you know, very like woodland creatures mixed with like white and bronze colors, mostly neutrals, let's be honest, just like neutrals. I feel like the garland that I got is like goes with it. It's like sophisticated, it's a little bit like moody at the same time. How can garland be moody? I'm not really sure, but it feels moody to me, and I like it. I feel like I selected a good garland, and I am surprised that it wasn't very expensive either. I think I spent like $40 on each. I'm gonna put one in my bedroom. I put one out there already in my entryway, my foyer. Moral of the story is there isn't one, but also think outside the box with Christmas decor. Just because something like isn't perfect doesn't mean you can't customize it. Anyway, I've been rambling way too long. I'm gonna finish my makeup, and I will update you if I get farther into Dead Man Walking, or if my sister comes over and we decide to watch movies. I think I need to read Persuasion in between now and then, so it'll be a second, but I'll be back. Hello. Back in the same spot as I was yesterday, which I think actually works well for this video, for this clip, because I wanted to have a little bit of a heart-to-heart with you. I feel like this might be premature, but we're all friends here. I just had a bit of an epiphany last night. I just wanted to share my thoughts and feelings with you. I'm trying not to make any rash decisions, but I figured we could talk. Also, it is raining cats and dogs outside. It's Friday. I don't know if I said that. We have that wedding to go to, and I guess I just didn't realize, like, if a wedding's at 4 o'clock and it's 2 hours away in traffic, you're gonna have to get ready earlier than you thought. So that's what I'm doing now. It won't take me long. I don't really take very long on my makeup, even if it's event makeup, but where to begin? So I just feel like the past few months have been rough, obviously, for so many different reasons. But I feel like I haven't been super happy with the things that I have been uploading. I mean, there are obviously some exceptions and like some things that I'm really still proud of, but I just feel like I haven't been myself lately. And yesterday I was thinking to myself, what could I change to make myself happier? What could I change to get back to what I really like making, which are like kind of creative, interesting videos? And I was like, what if I just stopped doing weekly reading vlogs? I say as I'm doing a weekly reading vlog. I think I struggle because I wanted to commit to weekly reading vlogs as a form of content, because I was like, this is a fun way to show you more of my life, show you more of Hayden and my cats and stuff. And I know that's something that was like requested a lot at the end of last year. People just like wanted more of me, which is so flattering, and like I love that y'all you know, like this stuff. Some of y'all are going to disagree with the things I'm going to say. Don't go in the comments and fight me. I very much appreciate your love and support, but I'm just sharing and venting, and I'm not trying to like shit on myself or anything. I wanted, again, to commit because I knew that, you know, some of y'all really wanted more of my life, whatever, but I'm just not good at this. I'm not good at weekly reading vlogs, and I can't decide if that's something that is just like me being too lazy at this point to improve upon my skills and to, you know, actually get good at something. Like, am I just giving up too quickly because I am not good at something, or is it because this is just not what I thrive doing? You know, like, could I be putting my skills to better use elsewhere? And I know that that's definitely the fucking case. The things that I'm good at are creative content, I think. Weekly reading vlogs have sort of taken that away from me in a way. I was supposed to like add, and I feel like it's taking away, which is a little disappointing. I didn't realize how time consuming they were, I guess. I just, you know, stupidly thought like, oh, you know, casual video. So it's gonna be just added content for people. It's gonna be super easy to film. But I didn't realize, like, when I woke up every morning that I would have to consider like, okay, what am I doing today? Is it interesting enough to film? How can I make my day more interesting to film? And even then, I still don't think that I was able to deliver, or I have been able to deliver anything like really great. It sounds like I hate myself, or like I hate these videos, and I don't. I think the reason I've continued to do them, especially the past couple of months, is, you know, it's really nice to be able to go back and look at things and be like, oh, that's what I was doing, you know, this time last year. I can do that regardless of like what video type it is, you know what I'm saying? I reworked my schedule for the rest of the year. I was going to just see it through, you know, just see out the weekly reading vlogs and just do something different next year, because I've already been considering going down to a 2 video a week posting schedule in 2023 to give myself more time for my other pursuits, and also to like make better content. I think that's where I've been struggling, is like just feel a little too overwhelmed, and so I let that force me into doing nothing, if that makes sense. You know how sometimes you're so overwhelmed you don't even know where to start, and so you don't start? I've been feeling that way. Like this week I was supposed to be doing a Jane Austen reading vlog. That has not materialized because I have been focused on this vlog, and it's not even a good vlog. Why continue to do something that I'm not good at, that not as many people watch? And again, I know some of you are watching this right now, and I really do appreciate you, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could be making more interesting things for you that give you more value. And I think it's such a dilemma when you're a creator to decide, do you want to cater to your audience or do you want to cater to yourself and do things selfishly? And I think you obviously have to strike that balance, but it's like the things that I know my audience likes are also the things that I like, you know, and a part of me does like these weekly reading vlogs, but a part of me really likes the creative stuff that I make or these big list videos or whatever. And those are really successful videos. So I'm like, could I be spending my time making this kind of stuff? So I am going to finish off this weekly reading vlog, obviously. The rest of it's going to be a lot more upbeat than this, guaranteed, because tomorrow we are going to that Vintage Market Days and I'm going to take you along with me for that. And I'm also going to do a vlog next week. I think I'm going to retool it. It's not going to be a weekly reading vlog. It's going to be a decorate with me vlog, which I actually think is going to turn out better anyway, because, you know, it's the stuff that I think is interesting. Like, my everyday life is just not interesting enough to justify me vlogging weekly. And I like that I have done this because I don't regret posting these vlogs, and I'm not saying I won't do vlogs in the future, because obviously, like, in my planned content or like secret TBR creative content, it is technically a vlog. I feel like I've learned a lot, even if my skill has not necessarily improved, and I feel like going forward I can include more life things in more vlogs. I was actually looking at one of my KU vlogs from last Christmas time. I did like a little haul in one of those. I talked about Christmas and stuff, and it felt really personal, but it also felt interesting. I'm someone who needs a guideline to work off of. I'm not good with like freewheeling and just trying to like come up with ideas on the spot. And so I don't know, I have a lot of respect for people who do weekly reading vlogs. I feel like when I first started my channel, I used to kind of like shit on that content or just see that as lesser or not creative, but like so much respect to people who can do them regularly and are so fucking good at them. Like Olivia was part of my inspiration for starting weekly reading vlogs in the first place. It's like, oh, I can do this. I cannot fucking do this. Like, I'm not good at it. And it makes sense because like that's her bread and butter and that's what she spends her time on. Like, it's not what I regularly practice. I don't practice my B-roll skills or, you know, in crafting a good story that kind of carries on throughout the week or whatever. So I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but I just wanted to share that with you because I've been feeling a little bit, just like not myself, not my best. I feel like I haven't been putting out my best content for a while at this point, and it makes me sad because I look back at like prior years so fondly about like the videos I was making and the creativity behind the content, and I think I just need to get back to that. I do have some good ideas. I've actually swapped out the weekly reading vlogs in December already on my content calendar for some of the planned content that I didn't think I'd be able to get to this year. A couple of which are KU videos. I know I said in my tier ranking video that I wasn't going to be posting KU content for the rest of the year. I fucking need that. I need it desperately, and also it's just fun, you know, and people tend to like that stuff too. I want to make things that people like at the end of the day. Like, I'm not happy if other people aren't happy, which is not to say that I get all of my validation from like, you know, comments and views and stuff, but that sure makes this job more fun. And anyone that says that they don't care at all, like, I'm sorry, but you wouldn't be posting videos if you didn't care what other people think about what you're posting, you know? I'm already feeling like kind of free now that I have like changed my schedule for December. And I also know that I'm going to be able to reach my biggest goal for the year, which I don't think that I've really shared here on my channel. I was going to make it kind of a secret thing. Definitely talked about it on Patreon extensively, but one of my biggest goals this year was to read through my entire physical TBR. I'm fairly close to doing that, but I was just thinking to myself recently, like, I don't know how I'm going to accomplish that given the way that my weeks are structured with the other, you know, planned content that I have and the weekly reading vlogs. If I ditch the weekly reading vlogs for a planned content video, surprisingly, I have more time in my week. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's like the mental taxation and mental energy that I spend on thinking about the weekly reading vlogs that actually kind of just like fucks me down. So glad I could share that little tidbit of information with you. Don't get too freaked out or scared if like you actually really enjoy these, the two of you that like really love these videos, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be putting more of my life into like my KU vlogs and stuff going forward. And two handsome boys on the bed. So cute. Oh, okay. He's gonna help me do my makeup. I will probably check in with y'all again tomorrow morning when we leave for the Vintage Market Days. But again, thank you so far for listening to my bullshit. because a lot of time has elapsed between the last clips that you just saw and now, but I wanted to close off this vlog and kind of let you know how the weekend went. I showed you some clips, obviously. We ended up going to that sort of like antique vintage market days thing. I don't know if I'm going to be going to any more of those. They're definitely like a nationwide thing, and you can definitely find vintage. I feel like this one especially didn't have all of the vintage that I personally wanted, but the good news is I found a bunch of different antique shops to go to between Austin and Houston on 290. My favorite spot that we stopped at was called Whistle Stop, and I think that one is in Giddings. So if you're looking for a good place for antiques, I would recommend going there. Despite vintage market days just being okay, we had a really good time in Houston. We ended up getting some Mexican food with Hayden's family, and that was a lot of fun. We weren't able to see my family, which was a little bit of a bummer, but not the biggest deal. But I wanted to kind of walk you through the antique finds that I found. Yeah, just close off this vlog. I didn't end up finishing Dead Man Walking or really like any books last week, and it's Thursday of the following week, and I still haven't finished anything. So, you know, hopefully that changes going forward. I also don't mean to scare you, but this is going to be the last official weekly reading vlog this year, maybe ever. I'm not entirely sure at this point. I have had more time to think since I talked to you in the last clip, like the last talking clip. Well, I have like a cleaning, decorate with me, spend my birthday with me vlog next week. This is the last like official weekly reading vlog. So anyway, let me walk you through those antique finds. So the first thing that I got was this etching of some people based on the dresses, I think like 1700s, but I don't entirely know. I figured out recently that I just really like etchings and like charcoal sketches and things like that. I mean, I like a good oil painting too, but I'm starting to kind of figure out what I like in vintage and antiques. Then I got an etching of the Capitol, and I feel like this was probably at the founding of our country. Then I got a charcoal drawing by a French artist. I really liked the guy in the antique shop that I got this one from. He definitely knew a lot about the things he was selling, and he was just fun to talk to. So I also got some brass candlesticks. That was the one thing that I ended up getting from the vintage market days. I also got an oil painting of trees. Then I got this etching of a woman in the snow. This was also under $100 at Whistle Stop. I also got a couple of jugs, a brown one to go in my bedroom, and then a blue and white one for my tabletop in the spring. So definitely not a bad haul, and I am excited to have those pieces in my life, especially since my birthday was the following Monday. So it was just like nice to get these in addition to the sweet presents that Hayden got me. He got me 2 really pretty necklaces. I think that's pretty much it from me. I'm not good at these, but thanks so much for watching. I love y'all so much, and until next time.